Hi everyone, Rosa here with Credit Expert. Today I want to talk a little bit about credit scorecards. What are they? Why do they matter? Most are aware that there are unique scoring models in use on each bureau in the mortgage industry. And most are aware that the information that's reported to each bureau is unique, right? So maybe credit companies only report to 2 out of 3 of the bureaus, or maybe that collection account is only reporting on one of the bureaus. But most are not aware that the standard scores that are used in the mortgage industry today have 10 credit scorecards within each bureau. And what that means is based on key criteria, your borrower is assigned a specific scorecard, and all of the information within that credit pull is scored on that scorecard. So that becomes important because it explains a lot of non-intuitive behavior in credit scoring. So scorecards are based on just a few key factors. So someone with a seriously derogatory piece of information, like a public record or maybe an external collection company account, is going to be placed in a specific scorecard. Someone with a serious delinquency, maybe a 90 days late, a recent 90 days late, that's going to put them into a particular scorecard. Beyond negative information, the only reason you get placed into a specific scorecard is based on the number of accounts and the age of those accounts, both the newest and the oldest. So what that means is that someone like me who has 30 plus years of credit experience is going to be placed in one scorecard based on that duration and based on the fact that I have a boatload of accounts in my credit report. Someone maybe straight out of college who only has a couple years of history, a thin file, or 1 or 2 accounts, they're going to be placed into a different scorecard. That also means is that time really does matter. So if they cross one of those boundaries associated with the age of accounts that puts them into a different scorecard, that means all of the information on that credit report is going to be scored on that new scorecard. That explains a lot of non-intuitive behavior you might see between 2 credit pulls. So maybe when they first apply with you, their score is one thing, and by the time they find a house, their credit report has expired, you have to repull, and there's seemingly no reason for a score change. So there's no new accounts, right? There's no new late payments. There's no new stuff that would cause that score to change. But what may have happened is they simply crossed a boundary in time associated with the age of their accounts, and now all of their information within the credit report is being scored on a different scorecard. And scorecards are the reason there really are no generalities in credit scoring. So if I am 70% utilized, I'm going to be penalized X points, where someone else who is 70% utilized, who happens to be in a different scorecard, is going to be penalized a different number of points. So, and it's also the reason for non-intuitive score changes. Something as simple like your borrower tells you, hey, I've helped my credit. I called that collection company and they said they were willing to remove the account. So you go ahead and you repull credit and you actually see a decline in their score. And the only change that you're able to identify from that merged credit report is the fact that that collection company account is gone. That can happen. And it happens because, maybe that collection company was the only seriously derogatory information on their credit report, and now all of their information is being scored on a different scorecard. And in that other scorecard, maybe those inquiries are actually hurting them worse now than they were in the scorecard they were in before. So since all of the information is scored on that scorecard, that can result in some non-intuitive changes in score. So you don't really need to understand scorecards from a perspective of identifying which one they're in or when they changed, but at least understand that scorecards are one of the reasons that there are no generalities. There's no X number of points for a certain thing, right? Some certain behavior when it comes to credit scoring. And it explains a lot of the reason why there's non-intuitive changes in credit scoring. So that is everything and probably a little bit more than you'd ever want to know about credit scorecards. If you have any questions for us here at Credit Expert, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And one other thing I forgot to mention is that we consider credit scorecards when you're making those changes in the Credit Expert What If simulator. When you're running those simulations, we understand the logistics of those scorecards. And that's why things like opening a new account can provide a benefit even when you wouldn't expect it to, because maybe that new account is placing them into a different scorecard. But anyway, any questions for us? info@creditexpert.com. Have a good day.